Mike Saunders project. I'm of course Mike Saunders.
Smell my finger.
No, and whatever. Today we're doing Gingerdead Man. This is another movie given to us about. Well, actually, show us what Ryan McDermott handed to me.
It's 8 movies.
8 fucking movies. Let's see what we got here. We got fucking The Prophecy. I think that's got Christopher Walken in it.
That can't be that one. When did that come out?
Yeah, 1995. Fucking Christopher Walken. That's fucking him right there.
Yeah, it is.
Look at that fucking shit. Scarecrow, which is one that he really wants us to watch. Hindsight, Cruel World, Gingerdead Man, which is another one that he's fucking giggling like a fucking... What'd you call him?
A fucking creep. The guy's a fucking creep.
Alright, when he gave me Night of a Thousand Cats, he giggled. When he handed me this fucking piece of shit, he fucking giggled. He just was like...
So he becomes like the creepy scientist from Lost in Space when he hands out these movies, right?
Oh!
Send him off with the child. Nothing weird about that. Nothing weird about that.
You bustering bumblebot.
Ugh.
All that weird shit he would say.
The way he talked.
I hate that fucking whole show. And the fucking... Remember the movie? Oh, we gotta do that
Matt
movie.
LeBlanc.
When the armor comes down over his face.
Matt LeBlanc expression. No, I'll save it for the riff track.
Fucking... Howling for the original Nightmare. Disturbed and Inside. Anyway, so we're going to do Gingerdead Man. It's a Gary Busey movie.
The Buse. It's got the Buse.
It stars Gary Busey, and it's written and directed by Charles Band.
Well, before we go too deep, I want to talk a little bit about Gary Busey. Is that most people don't know he has an Oscar.
From what?
From he was in this Buddy Holly movie, in black and white days, and he got an Oscar for it.
All right.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Most people don't know it.
He was in Black Sheep too, right?
Yeah.
I think he played himself in that movie. I think, right?
Gary Busey.
Yeah, Gary Busey as Gary Busey.
I think he played Ted Nugent.
Gary Busey is Nick Nolte in the Ted Nugent story. Anyway, Charles Band wrote and directed this movie. You might know him from the Puppet Master films, Ghoulies, the Transfer series, which we've been doing. And what else? He's
a recurring guy. He directed one of the pieces of The Dungeon Master.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And Zone Troopers.
Zone Troopers, yep.
And now the Gingerdead Man series, because there's 2 other ones. There's the sequel. This one came out in 2005, 70 minutes long. It's rated R. It's a horror comedy film. And the sequel's called Gingerdead Man 2, Passion of the Crust. And the other one is Saturday Night Cleaver. That came out in 2011. Passion of the Crust came out in 2008. It was rumored that Saturday Night Cleaver was going to come out in 3D, but they scrapped it. I don't know. Maybe
because they're poor.
Yeah. When Ryan McDermott handed this to me, he said when him and his friends watched it, they couldn't determine what time of day it was in any throughout the movie, the timeline. They theorized that it might be in Australia, Alaska, but the way the movie's set up, it's not. 40 days of Gingerdead Night. No, boo. You ever seen the movie 40 Days a Night?
Yeah.
That's pretty
wait, isn't it 100 Days a Night?
Yeah, Noah was 40 days and 40 nights. 40 days and 40 nights of Noah in his ark. He's a fucking telepathic vampire. Know about Gingerdead Man?
Oh, God, that movie's...
Well, when I said it was 70 minutes, it was actually 60 minutes because the last 10 minutes were the trailer for the sequel. I don't know if that was added, if they just edited it in. It was 10 minutes of credits pretty much at the end. 60-minute movie. What do you really want to...
Do I want to? Nothing. I want to nothing.
It was bad. It was really bad.
Really
it was
stupid.
Like -5 stars. Anyway, talking about the Ryan quest, where you want to know what our opinion was or what time it was.
One night.
It was one night. There was one scene where real quick, it was daylight, but it's got to be one night.
So the movie opens up with Gary Busey shooting up a diner and robbing the cash register, and he killed this kid and his dad, and the daughter owns a bakery, so they put him to death. Gary Busey, they put him to death, and then they cremated the body, and then somehow the ashes got delivered to the bakery and ended up in some sort of Gingerdead Man mix. And then her assistant, he wants to be a pro wrestler, he's cutting open the box. Then he cuts the box open, then he slices his finger and gets blood inside the dough. And that triggers the evil ashes to form a Gary Busey moving dough wad. And then she bakes, well first she cuts it into... Well,
let's just move along, we'll get into that in a second. Really what happens is he becomes a possessed gingerbread man.
A Gingerdead Man.
And he just terrorizes everyone. That's pretty much it. You don't really need to get into the detail because he just terrorizes everyone. He does a terrible job at killing people. But I'm just speeding it up because there's a lot of things we need to discuss.
It sucks.
But pretty much that's just the synopsis. He just terrorizes them.
Yeah.
Alright, how about when she cut him with the cookie?
So yeah, when she lays out the dough to cut out the cookie shape, and she puts the cookie cutter like right in the middle of the dough.
The cookie cutter was like this big.
She could have squeezed like 4 or 5 different.
Yeah, she just puts it right in the middle and fucking 3D. She cuts it right in the middle, and she could have got. And then what'd she do with the dough? Throw it out?
Who knows?
Who knows?
Show it.
She's only cooking one cookie at a time in this huge oven, walk-in oven.
There's a bakery or restaurant across the street that's threatening to put her out of business. But it's like, no shit, because she functions so inefficiently, cooking one cookie at a time.
Anyway, we've discussed, it's been like probably 20 minutes since we actually finished the movie. We've been discussing, one of his smoke breaks, we were discussing on the recipe to make a Gingerdead Man. Like, this is what my thing was, is I saw, okay, they delivered, like you said, the ashes, this, like, Grim Reaper guy, and it said Grandma's Country Cookie Seasoning or something like that.
Something stupid.
Yeah. So they have the vat of the Gingerbread Man cookie dough, and during a conversation, they open up the box of the Grandma, they pour it in, the dust in, just a little bit, and then, you know, he cuts himself accidentally, he bleeds into it. So you got the gingerbread cookie dough mix. You got the blood in it. You got the seasoning, and he pours it into a big mixer. Now, let's see. So it's mixing, and all the blood is getting all in it and everything. And at one point, you see this like little like almost a midget hand come out and like move and then go back in. And then while the main character chick is fighting with the rich tycoon chick's daughter, they hit the breaker box and a surge goes in when the cookie is actually in the oven, the walk-in oven. And I guess all those random events makes him a cookie.
Yep.
I thought you were going to tell you.
So my whole double revenge thing is he wants revenge on revenge. So the state of whatever the fuck state they're in, got revenge on him for killing the people by putting him to death, and now he wants revenge on their revenge. It's double revenge. Revenge squared.
Mm-hmm.
Too much revenge.
Oh, remember when
What about Famous Amos, the rich chick's boyfriend?
Yeah, his name was Amos.
Famous Amos. Do you get it? It's a cookie joke, guys. It's a cookie joke.
Oh, they mentioned Pillsbury Doughboy a bunch of times.
Wasn't this supposed to be a comedy? It wasn't funny.
No, you're right. Well, I mean, maybe all his one-liners.
Those weren't funny.
I know, but what? I can't even remember any of them. Hey, fuckface. they were basic like that. Have you ever? Oh, how about when the way they killed it? The way they killed it. The nerdy dude.
The wrestler. He's a pro wrestler.
Yeah,
he wanted to cut himself and bled in it.
We actually have the video. We'll show you right now.
Let's finish this. Oops.
Yeah, so...
Man, even in clip form, that's still total shit. Like, I feel bad having to have our loving audience have to watch that.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
There's not too many movie clips in this review, anyway.
Hold on, before you go any further, I did want to touch down on one of your... you mentioned the one-liners. There's one I remember. It's a gingerbread man. It ain't the Pillsbury fucking doughboy.
Yeah. But, so the bad guy, when one of the pro wrestler hits him with the pan, or the chick hits him with the pan, he grabs it, he bites his head off. We cut that part off, you don't really see too much of that. But he bites his head off and eats him, and then he becomes Gary Busey, kind of. Gary Busey possessed cookie possessed guy. Really weird.
Double possession.
He kind of looked like a trancer from Trancer. Yeah, double possession, double revenge.
Double mint gum.
So, another thing that you'll notice is he's firing a lot of shots. And if you really noticed, you would have seen that there was somebody behind him pulling the trigger. And that brings us to the amount of bullets that were used in this movie.
25 out of a 6-shooter.
Yep, 25 out of a 6-gun. Started counting after 6 because it was clearly 6. And yep, went up to 25 bullets were shot out of it. That's pretty good. That's always good, you know.
I want a magic revolver.
What else is there to say about it? Pretty much it. Just, I mean, it's only 60 minutes long, but it drones, like, he really could have killed them all in the first 10 minutes, but he doesn't.
There's a lot of fucking around.
Yeah, there's a lot of running from room to room. There's only 2 rooms in the motherfucking place, right? But, of course, if someone screams in the bakery part, out in the storefront, no one hears it, and except for when they do. How about when the Gingerdead Man drove that car into the rich tycoon? He used a metal rolling pin, and he balanced it just right, and then you see this little cookie leg pushing the accelerator through the long fucking roller.
Stupid. Oh boy.
So Ryan McDermott really sends us some good fucking movies. I was checking if he was texting me back. I texted him that Jerry was not amused. Yeah, and then at the end, at the credits, they show us the trailer for the Passion of the Crust, the sequel to Gingerdead Man that we touched on in the beginning, and that looks even better, right?
Oh yeah, better, right? Okay, better.
We'll probably bypass that movie because it's not an instant stream, but the third one is. We'll watch the third one. He travels back in time to 1976. I think we're done here. We're done here, right?
Yeah,
we've touched on everything.
I'm not trying not to puke.
Why?
Because that movie's just...
Yeah, but you'll feel better. No, you can't see, you can't unsee what you just saw.
Vile.
Well, that's the end of the Mike Saunders project. We're just going to quit doing movies now. We're done. This was it. Stupidest movie I've ever seen. I think. You think there's a movie stupid on this? Drive with Ryan Gosling?
I haven't seen that. Drive Angry was pretty stupid. Had Nicolas Cage in it.
Yeah.
I'm ready to talk. The commander is very curious about medtech inventions. So I'm going to do a little exploratory surgery